Before you started nPLAN, you realized there were these three fundamental flaws in how we not just forecast construction projects, but how we forecast anything as people. What then led to you starting nPLAN?
I spent about a decade with Shell trying to manage these projects. It was really hard, very stressful role that had massive impacts onto the bottom line of the company. I then moved into a government role where I worked in the center of government and I wrote the UK's national strategy on artificial intelligence. It was a bit of a left field turn working for the Prime Minister to launch that strategy paper in 2017. Theresa May was Prime Minister. That was my chance to kind of like lift myself up and see how powerful technology could be, specifically AI. In 2016 and 2017, it was far less in vogue than it is right now. So I was a bit lonely in the voice that's saying that this technology will completely change our economy, society, and every industry we can think of. It will change. And then following that, it was like I came out as this evangelist, and I saw how hard the problems are in delivering large projects. nPLAN just made sense as the next step for me, right? Like take what you believe in and take the problems you've seen and put those two things together and find a solution for some of the deepest, darkest problems that will change the world.
And can I ask, what did you see that nobody else or few other people saw in your circles that gave you this conviction in AI?
Everyone was kind of like really narrowly focused on how AI can play chess or how it can tell that this is a dog and this is a cat and that this handwritten note is actually this text, right? And that was kind of the limit of it at the time in 2016. What I saw was this is a system that has an unlimited potential to learn patterns at a scale that no one can ever reach. And it's this like pattern learning skill, this pattern recognition skill, which sure, you could call an image a pattern, right? That is true. But nearly everything in the world is a pattern. Like how I build construction projects is a pattern. Like how mankind builds construction projects is a pattern. Codifying that is the hard part, right? And so if you take the truth that these machines and these algorithms are superior at pattern recognition than any mankind, which is also true, by the way, in large language models. They're just detecting patterns in language.
Kind of predicting the next word in the sequence.
Correct, right? And just done at a scale that everyone couldn't fathom before. Like it's the same in our world at nPLAN. We're doing it at a scale that no one in 2016 or 17 was like, there's no way you'll ever get to that kind of volume scale. The world will never coalesce around it. And then fast forward to 2025, of course, that is now not true, right? We have coalesced, as proven by many other impressive AI companies in the world today.
And as far as I'm aware, the kind of business that you've built around nPLAN now very much builds on the conviction that you had early of the kind of products you want to build to solve the kind of problems that you saw. Where did you start? You saw the potential of AI. You'd experienced firsthand these problems in construction. What did the first 100 days look like?
The first 100 days were interviews. We were just trying to meet people that were facing the problem to become our allies. So we knew there was no way. Alan Mosca is my co-founder, the CTO of nPLAN, the brains behind nPLAN. He and I knew there was no way we would ever be able to get this thing off the ground unless we had allies in the industry. So what we did was, this is going to sound cliche, but we read a book, and the book was called The Mum Test, written by a brilliant man called Rob Fitzpatrick. I call it a toilet seat book because you could read it off a toilet seat and not have your legs go numb. It's brief and simple and easy to digest. And we followed the principles of the book, which is basically go find out what the problems are. Your ideas are worthless. The only thing you seek are insights. And in the first 100 days, I believe we talked to just over 200 people in the industry, from the chief executive of Crossrail all the way to foremen trying to do welding jobs, right? Like the whole range came through that. We kept asking the same question. What's the difficult problem in getting projects done on time? What would you like to have it solved, no matter how you think the realm of possibility would be? And what we converged on was, everyone said, if I had unlimited experience, this would be way easier.
Mhm.
But there's no way I can get unlimited experience. That's impossible. I'm like, okay, well, that's my job now. Let me go off
Mm.
and figure out how to make that a reality.
What did they mean when they said unlimited experience? Just like
The experience of the whole world.
Got it.
Like if I knew how every other project in the whole world executed, and I knew exactly what decision to take when faced with it, I would be millions of times better at doing my work here
Yeah.
on this project. I'd be
Because
able
back to your
foresee
point
things.
around patterns, a lot of these construction projects are derivatives of something that's happened before.
Correct. Yeah. When we went through that, when I say we were seeking allies, we also needed data. There was a transaction that had to occur as well. We weren't looking for money. We asked for data. We asked people that we were talking to, okay, if we could learn how other projects worked and give this information to you, would you value that? They said, yeah, of course, we'd massively value that. We started hearing we'd be willing to pay millions for something like that. We're like, oh, okay, interesting. Write that down. But at the time, the only ask was, if you think this is so valuable to have solved, will you please help us by sharing data on previous projects that have executed? Not the current sensitive things. Just show us that data that is sitting in that archive server over there that no one even cares about. Send that to us, and we'll try and build this magic machine for you. And if we can't, it was nice trying. You've not lost anything. You tried to solve a problem. We'll all be proud that we tried.
Mhm. You mentioned The Mom Test by Rob was such a fundamental book to shape how you approach those first 100 days. What was it about the book?
The simplicity of it. I don't have a big brain, so I can't remember much. And so, I've read many startup books, the Ben Horowitz books, the Lean Startup. I don't really remember much of those books. But the Mom Test just taught me one thing, which was the only thing you really need to care about is what someone else's problems are. Right? The mom, like my mom, your mom, really cares about what your problems are. If they come back from school and you're like, oh, looking down, it's like, Joe, you look a little down today. What's going on? Why are you down? Like, why? She keeps asking why. We sometimes get annoyed with that, but really they're doing it from a position of care. So you have to begin to care like your mom cares about you, care about that person's problem, and just have this infatuation to solve their problems. That's part one. And part two is remember your ideas are worthless. Never push your idea onto someone else. You are seeking an insight from them to you. That way, not that way. And that's the currency you're trying to gain. So just two principles. And I think just those two things alone is good enough to ideate nearly anything in the world.